Welcome everyone to the first ever vlog here for All Surface Media. Please do subscribe. Had the privilege to attend the 2026 Better Buzz San Diego Open in San Diego. This was on Wednesday, a very busy order of play, as you can see here. 7 courts in action. This is actually not my first time attending the San Diego Open. Came here in 2022 when it was a full ATP 250 event. Here's Marcos Giron taking match point against James Duckworth to reach the semifinals. Jensen Brooksby also played that day. Notable because the excitement of the day led your boy to get an Uomo Sport hat. This was also the same year, a few weeks later, in which Iga Swiatek won the women's edition of this tournament. Shameless opportunity to bust out this photo of her on a surfboard, which is the tournament trophy to this day. Shout out to Iga. If you've never been to the Barnes Tennis Center for the San Diego Open, and you're curious about where in San Diego it is, there will be signs. Yes, it is near the airport. Upon entering, I bounced around a bit to get my bearings. There were so many matches happening or about to happen. It was a bit overwhelming at first. But I decided to settle in on court 2 where Sho Shimabukuro and Stefan Kozlov were about to get underway. Kozlov will always be a legend in my book for his Acapulco 2022, in which he was stranded on a jet ski, saved, went on to practice with Rafa Nadal, makes the draw as a lucky loser, but because of his whirlwind day before that, he cramps out hard in his match versus Dimitrov, and yet somehow still wins. One of the more memorable matches of the last 5 years in my book, and a great reason to check out events like the San Diego Open, where you can see these players you've watched in these big moments at bigger events, live and in person. The accessibility is incredible. For perspective, check out my POV in between courts 1 and 2 with Katie Swan taking on Kayla Day, turn my head, and there's Sho and Stefan. Really just amazing access, and I think that's what these challenger events really do provide. Now, a lot was happening on the courts, and so I meandered over to see Zach Svida, who would go on to win this event, take the court on Stadium, but this was my only video of him. Whoops. Way to go, Dave. Perfect. The big headliner of the day was wildcard and late addition Sebastian Korda. He did not have the best Australia, so I believe he took this wildcard to find some form ahead of these opportunities on North American hard courts between Delray, Dallas, and the Sunshine Double next month. Korda took on Dan Milovsky, who I'll be fully transparent, I've never heard of before. He's a 24-year-old American. And my big takeaway watching this match was that Milovsky was a fine sparring partner for Korda, who would eventually win this match in straight sets. It just felt like watching this match how hard it is to be a pro tennis player, as Milovsky would probably wreck pretty much anyone who wasn't a true pro or pro level. Just that fine margin to get you to the pro level. So we'll see if he could be a mainstay this year on North American hard courts on the challenger scene. Back over on 1 after 2 hours and 46 minutes, Sho Shimabukuro takes match point to beat Stefan Kozlov. To the delight of his box. A match I was looking forward to checking out was between 2 WTA prospects in Julieta Pereira and Kristina Lutova, and it was a bit of a sleeper. Lutova was rolling, but I have to say the highlight of the day for me was the back half of the second set, with Pereira getting back on serve at 3-4, really asking a lot of questions of Lutova, who just turned 16 this week, by the way. Pound for pound, I think these girls had pretty matching pace on their ground strokes. Lutova with the heavier service game, and I think that is what led her to this match point, saving 3 break points in that final game to close out. A lot of self-confidence on both sides of the net. I think both these players have bright futures, and that was my biggest takeaway of the day, actually. As the day went on, Keegan Smith was a local favorite. His friends and family were gathered. Here's his match point against Raphael Perot, a Frenchman. And I wish I had a grand finish to end the vlog. At a certain point, I just wanted to watch some tennis. But here is a slice of the sunset on the grounds. What a beautiful venue. What a beautiful day. Incredible scenery as the backdrop for Rinky Hachikacha taking on Stefan Dostanic. Rinky would drop the first set and come back to win this match. What a day at Barnes Tennis Center. Very thankful I got the opportunity to go. More of these on the horizon. And until next time, see you on the court.